still talk to the silence. I did sitting in the passenger seat beside me. Like maybe if I leave enough space, something I lost might come back to fill it. And every city looks different at midnight, but somehow they all feel the same. Streetlights blur like tired memories, and every stranger's face looks like someone I almost knew. I spent years trying to outrun ghosts, only to realize they learned my footsteps better than I did. There were nights I stood in crowded rooms, feeling less visible than smoke, smiling with my mouth while my chest folded in on itself like paper in the rain. Nobody tells you how loud loneliness becomes when your life finally gets quiet. And maybe that's why I keep driving with no destination, because motion feels safer than stillness. Stillness forces honesty, and honesty has teeth. But somewhere between the empty roads and the static coming through old speakers, I started hearing myself again. Not the broken version, not the angry one, not the man built entirely out of survival. Just me, soft-hearted, terrified, still hoping for something beautiful after everything. I think healing happens slowly, like winter turning into spring. You don't notice it at first until one morning the air stops hurting your lungs, and suddenly you're laughing without forcing it. You're sleeping through the night, you're answering calls again, you're opening curtains, you're alive without having to convince yourself you are. Sometimes I wonder how many versions of us disappear before we become who we were supposed to be. How many nights collapse inside us before we finally stop apologizing for taking up space? Because for so long I thought love meant saving everyone else, while quietly abandoning myself. And now I'm learning that peace isn't loud, it doesn't arrive like fireworks or crashing waves. Sometimes peace is just sitting in the dark without feeling afraid of it anymore. Sometimes it's hearing your own heartbeat and realizing it stayed through everything. Through the leaving, the breaking, the funerals, the failures, the nights that felt endless. It stayed, and maybe that's enough for now. Maybe healing isn't becoming someone new. Maybe it's finally meeting the version of yourself that pain tried to bury. So if you ever find me somewhere between the silence and the sunrise. Don't ask me who I used to be. Just sit with me a while and listen to the world breathe. Because after everything, I think I'm finally learning how to breathe too.